GMO industry from court oversight, which is really not what America is about. You should not be putting riders that people aren't familiar with in a major piece of legislation.
On its website, Monsanto states, quote, plant biotechnology has been in use for over 15 years without documented evidence of adverse effects on human or animal health or the environment. Legislators who sided with Monsanto say the company is improving on nature.
I think it would be more accurately called a modern science to feed a very troubled and hungry world.
But law or no law, grocery giant Whole Foods says they will start labeling all genetically modified food by 2018. And here's the big question for you and for me. Is this stuff safe to eat? New York Times investigative reporter Michael Moss, who wrote the book Salt, Sugar, Fat, How the Food Giants Hooked Us, joins me now to talk about it. So, Michael, right off the bat, should we be eating this stuff? Is it okay?
You know, Jake, I was really stunned by the number of people who took to the streets marching, but there's a lot of people who are scared. And also, look, I mean, Europeans have been saying no to GMO for years and years, and I wish I could sit here now and say to you they're right or they're wrong, but the fact is there are no studies as yet linking GMO to health problems. The flip side of that is that nobody's really looking hard at that and doing that kind of research. And the agency in charge of GMOs is another three-letter acronym, the FDA, which has a real spotty record on food safety, which concerns people.
Do you eat foods that have been genetically enhanced? Are you concerned about it?
I mean, as of now, it's really hard to know what does have ingredients with genetically modified organisms in it. Look, corn, soya, canola are some of the three biggest ones, but those are additives in so many processed foods in the markets. And I think to some extent this issue is evolving into a matter of disclosure. People care about what they're putting in their bodies, and they want to know what's in the products that they are eating so they can make that decision, even if it's on a gut level, even if it's them saying, look, I know the science isn't there, but I am concerned, and I want to hold off until there is solid science saying yes or no.
And that's the final question really here. If there's nothing wrong with it as the biotech industry states, why are they trying to block states from being able to label it? If there's nothing wrong with their product, why push legislation preventing action if a court hypothetically were finding something wrong with their seeds?
Well, because it does mean money, it does mean profits. But look, I think they're also concerned about increasingly, especially the food manufacturers, are increasingly concerned about public attitude. And I think they're the ones who are going to make some move here. You know, they have on their staff these genius scientists who formulate their foods, and they can figure out how to remove GMO ingredients without sacrificing convenience, cost, and taste. And if they can do that, the food manufacturers will move that direction.
Michael Moss, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming up in our buried lead, asking price for one video allegedly showing a mayor